Hello, 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 hello. We are ready. Getting everything set up here. Welcome back. Welcome in. Good deal. Boy, have I got a surprise for y'all today. Do I ever? Let's, how we doing out there? Okay. Great. Good evening. We are celebrating a win for those LSU Tigers. What a time to be alive. Good to see you, Donald. How are we doing, man? Good stuff. Hey, I'm gonna try to get started here early. How are we doing tonight? How are we? Or this evening? I'm not sure. Like I said, there's other people that are on different time zones as well. So, man, I am coming off of a good night last night. Rough, crazy, but good, because boy, the emotional roller coaster on that game was phenomenal. So I had to represent. I had to wear it. It's just, hopefully we'll get an Ole Miss fan in here that will drive by and see this purple and gold. Man, did they ever have our name on that one? Goodness gracious alive. But here we are. A win is a win, and boy, was it a win. Super excited, super tired, but I will take it. I will take it, and I know every other LSU fan will take it as well, because we don't have to hear that all year long. But I just wanted to get on here quickly this evening and hang out with you guys. There were some videos that we did not get to go over the last time that I was here with y'all. So I wanted to do that now, tonight, this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are. I know we have some other guys that are halfway around the world right now. And so morning time for them, mid-morning, on a Monday for them, getting their week started, and hopefully we can get started off on the right foot. But yeah, man, I have to, if y'all want to talk football, we can talk football today. It doesn't matter to me, because that win definitely sweetened the deal a little bit yesterday. So I do not mind jumping into that for about 2 seconds while we get everything here. I'm making sure I got all my stuff shared up and sent out. Raphael, well, how you doing, man? Yes, sir. Got them. We Hollywooding it today, baby, after that win for LSU over Ole Miss yesterday, or last night, this morning, 5.5 hour game, however you want to look at it. But boy, we're talking about Let me see what we got. Got lined up. You put me on the spot. But luckily for me, I already had them. We're waiting for you. I cannot see that screen. I can see this one, but I can't see that other screen. We've got the new amphibious assault vehicles with the 30 millimeter cannons. I know that I talked to some guys in here. We were talking about tanks and them getting rid of the tanks, and then are replacing the LAVs or AAVs with these ACVs. So I've got that. And I've got evolution of the modern Marine Corps squad and how we've developed throughout the Marine Corps. Throw a little bit of history in there because I know we talked about history of, I'm big on traditions and history and how we do things and why we do things, going back to our roots and then continuing them on today. I know we listened to something as well by the commandant, and he said something along the same lines of getting those newly trained recruits back to the traditions of warfare, fixing bayonets, learning how to fight, learning how to, protect and what the Marines are used for. So I want to go back to that. That's the plan. Of course we get off on little tangents here and there, but that's the hard plan. We'll put my shades back on because it just depends on the angle. It's so weird. I guess the shades work. I was waiting for one individual to come pop his head in and see if I've got two individuals. I got a LSU fan and an Ole Miss fan. I wonder if they're going to pop their little heads in and celebrate together. Devil Dog, hey, how you doing? Angel Oliveras. How are we? Good to see you, man. I was just telling Donald, if one of you guys that are still here, I'd like to test something too, because I was running into a weird problem last week where I was a little bit delayed on my chat from what I'm seeing here. So I really don't, I don't understand. It might have been I'm sitting on fiber. I've had a great connection. I'm looking at everything. But last week I was a minute or two behind, actually. Super weird. So if anybody wants to do a test with me real quick, I'll let it keep up. I was going to pull it up to see. It was super weird. I've never had that do that. It was almost like I was at a delay, almost like a chat delay or a stream delay or something like that. And I didn't like it because we were so off sync. Yeah, it's super weird. Hey, so Angel, if you're here, let me know. The sounding's fine. Everything is fine. It was the delay of when I'm coming across to you versus the chat. So if you see me put a 5, let me know when I put a 5 up. Okay, so we're about 20 seconds-ish, Donald. I appreciate that, brother. We're about 20 to 25 second delay. Super weird, man. I don't know if that's a YouTube thing or a me thing, because I do not have a stream delay on. So, and I think over time, it's super weird. Yeah, I mean, we're all good. We're no drop frames on the green, sitting on fiber. It's just like, it's super weird. I don't know if they've changed something. I know the video and audio usually is pretty good. So, but anyway, I'll refresh here, and I think I can kind of refresh on my end, and I can open stuff up. Let's do this. So weird, man. You knew I had to do it, right? You knew I had to do it. Hey, what about them Tennessee Volunteers? Oh my goodness. LSU went into overtime. Tennessee went into overtime. Holy cow. Sorry, we can talk about this for a minute. Wow. I almost had a heart attack. It was the most stressful situation. It's ridiculous. Okay, see, I'm watching with y'all too, and that's so weird that I'm just looking at everything like chat and stuff like that of how delayed it. I pulled it up and I see we're a little bit delayed. Super weird. Don't know why. Anyway, wow. I'll just have to keep refreshing. Holy smokes. But anyway, yeah. Football. What you got? What you got to say? Huh? Oh boy. Go pastries. I got the Patriots. All right, you like the Patriots? I mean, okay. I'm not watching. You must be watching NFL football. I'm not watching NFL football. I guess I should have made that clear, but college football, as you can see. Yeah. The 49ers, my drill master from back then got tickets to go see them. Okay. Good deal. I've never been to a 49ers game. Been to a Saints game. I've been to a Falcons game. Been to other stuff. Yeah, I know. But I cannot. But I got to drop into some military videos and talk about some things. And there is a lot of change going on in the Marine Corps. There's a lot of shifting. There's a lot of left and the right. There's a lot of things that some people agree with, some people don't agree with. And it is just ever changing by the day, I think. And, I don't know everything, but we can talk about it, comment about it, and put real life experiences in of how we think that ultimately, they're gonna do what is best for us because we're not sitting in the driver's seat anymore. But man, it is so weird. But I'm still trying to bridge that gap and withhold those traditions and everything for myself. So anyway, that's what we're doing. What, you went to bed at the wrong time because absolutely I can't get excited, man. It was a game. We held them. They got penalties, overtime, that we elected to be defense at first. They couldn't get the first down. They kick a field goal. First play in overtime, walk off. Nussmeier to Lacey in the end zone, back shoulder, boom, catch it, game's over. One play, knockout. Anyway, that was like a 5-hour game too. I understand why people were going to bed, man. How are you gonna Oh my good, but they did not let them play football. They penalty after this, after that, after here, after there. It just on and on and on and on. Like at a point, it's like, hey, let's let them play some football. Okay, we're not here. This isn't a sissy sport. They know what they're getting into. I understand targeting calls and blatant safety concerns, but other stuff, dude, let them go, man. Let them play. Golly. I'm older than you are, and I stayed up. I mean, you have to stay up sometimes for those type of games, and it's Sunday. What are you doing anyway? Huh? Nothing. Anyway, sorry, I get really, I'm super excited to hang out for a little bit tonight on talking about LSU football, but we are getting into videos. We are getting into our stuff that I've got planned out, so do not worry. Do not worry. And yes, these glasses will come off eventually when I get tired of them. So bear with me and share my excitement for about, 15 to 30 minutes or something like that. So, yeah. What time? Oh, yeah. I forget that everybody on the East Coast is 1 hour ahead. It's, 18:18 here for all the military folks, 6 p.m. for me in Central Standard Time. And, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. Y'all ready to jump into a video? Are we done with football? Y'all tired of sitting? The purple and gold's not going away, so it's going to stay the whole video. But I can do the glasses and everything too. These were just for, I don't know, just to. I was waiting on one guy. He'll go back and watch the video. He'll go back and watch my thing. So go Tigers! I'm ready. I'm super excited that they won. But I am excited to get into these videos now. I need a haircut. That's for real. That's one thing. That's what I should do. I should do a video on military haircuts. Don't know if I'm going to do that or not, but all right, let's refresh this chat. Get y'all pulled up. I've got my headphones ready. I'm hydrated. I got my water. All right, I'm going to take these off. I can see you. I can see everybody. Nice. Okay. All right. Hey, and also don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe. I love the comments that you have been giving me and the suggestions and everything. So I'm trying to read those. I'm trying to react to some of those videos. I'm trying to get to those videos, but don't stop sending me videos and commenting and liking and sharing. That is what drives this channel. That what fuels this channel. And I do appreciate your support. We're going to jump into it. Simplify. Had to record that. Y'all are part of the process now. Ooh, a good video would be how the PT standards have changed since World War II. Hey, that's a great idea. Hey, but this, along to go with this, Donald, that we're fixing to watch here, is a video about the modernization of the Marine Corps, the squad and the platoon, and how things work from then until now. But that's a great one. That is a super good video. I know I've done a lot of little short videos and stuff about that, but modernization of PT. things have changed, times have changed. PT, as far as the PFT has not changed really until recently. So I get you. Let's do this video. I have to move y'all all around. Okay. Plus, I don't want to blow everybody's eardrums out. And this is the evolution of the modern Marine Corps squad versus, Cold War to future and how that plays a part. I think it's very interesting. I think history is very interesting. I think Marine Corps history is very interesting. I think tradition, our United States is very interesting too. So that's why I enjoy doing these videos. Okay. All right, let's do this. Y'all ready? I think that works best. Here we go.
Rifle Squad went from 8 riflemen to the World War II fireteam layout that survives to this day. In this video, we're picking up from that video, looking at the squad as new weapon systems were introduced through the Cold War and how the Marine Corps intends to modernize and future-proof it heading into the 2020s.
Well, we already know that I'm going to keep going into this, but we already know how they have, changed. We talked about the M249, the SAW squad automatic weapon, and they're already changing to the M27, the HK416, the fully automatic. It's already there, so it's changing already.
To recap, at the end of World War II, the Marine Rifle Squad consisted of a squad leader and 3 fire teams of 4 men each. The squad leader was a sergeant armed with an M1 carbine, and each fire team consisted of 1 team leader, ranking corporal and armed with an M1 rifle, 1 automatic rifleman, ranking private or PFC and armed with an M1918A2 BAR, 1 assistant automatic rifleman, ranking private or PFC and armed with an M1 rifle, and 1 rifleman, ranking private or private first class and armed the same. This squad organization continued through the Korean War with little change. In 1952, carbines would be withdrawn from Marine Corps service, so at that time, the squad leader would be rearmed with an M1 rifle. More major changes came in 1961, following the introduction of new weapon systems and the adoption of the modern rank system. First, the M1 Garand and M1918A2 BAR was replaced with a new M14 rifle, which had been envisioned to replace rifles, automatic rifles, carbines, and submachine guns. The automatic rifleman's M14 would likely be modified for the automatic rifle role, initially just with a bipod and later with a new stock under the M14A1 or M14E2. Second, the Lance Corporal rank was introduced between Private First Class and Corporal. This rank was given to the automatic rifleman, with the logic being important weapon systems required more experience. And lastly, a grenadier manning the new M79 grenade launcher was added directly under the squad leader. The squad then consisted of a squad leader ranking sergeant and armed with a rifle, a grenadier ranking lance corporal and armed with an M79 and a pistol, and 3 fire teams of 4 men each. Each fire team consisted of 1 team leader ranking corporal and armed with a rifle, 1 automatic rifleman ranking lance corporal being the team's second most senior man and armed with an automatic rifle version of the rifle, and 2 riflemen each ranking private or private first class and armed with rifles. This organization would have remained largely intact through Vietnam, although around 1967 to 1969, the M14 rifle would have been phased out for the new M16A1 rifle in Vietnam. Marines in Europe or the United States would have retained the M14 for a period of time. For the automatic riflemen, there was little difference between their M16 and other M16s in the squad.
So real quick, as you can see, the M16A1, I know, I don't know, if y'all are familiar with that or whatever, but that's, you can see, and where you get that old charge and handle, the butt stock was not collapsible. That's going to be more relatable onto a lot of people that have been asking me about this, that can remember that. Okay, Dent, have you recovered from the game? Listen, I'm sorry. I was waiting on you. Let's go, Tigers. Let's go, baby. I've had these on. I told him I would take them off because I couldn't see both screens at the same time. And it was hard for me to sit here and read chat and look at screen. But yeah, so that's when you went in, Dent, right? 1983, 84. So you would have used the M16A1 when they switched over to the rifle. And then of course M16A2, they're going to go into it. I don't know. It's just how much it's changed, and the weaponry has changed from, the M1, the M14, the automatic weapons, and then it's really all they did was add a bipod to it. Y'all can speak, Dent, you can speak to that on how it was.
Although a bipod was often used. After the war in 1975, the Marines adopted the M203 underbarrel grenade launcher.
M203 grenade
Unlike
launcher.
the Army, the Marines did not issue the M203 as standard during the final years in Vietnam. At this time, Marines made one rifleman per fire team a rifle grenadier, rendering the separate M79 grenadier redundant. Later, the early 1980s would probably be the most dramatic period for the rifle squad. Post-Vietnam, budget cuts meant that the Marine Corps had to make significant cutbacks in its manpower while maintaining its battalions. The initial solution was to maintain two separate organizations, one provisional organizations for FMF Atlantic units aimed at conflict with the Soviet Union, and one reduced peacetime organization for FMF Pacific units who were less likely to be embroiled in a new war.
FMF, Fleet Marine Force, if you didn't know that. There you can see the M16s that I see what y'all we're talking about, gentlemen, over removing the full auto and switching to the 3-round burst. Yeah, I do remember. I don't remember that, but I remember I had the 3-round burst. Yeah, the hand grips, everything. Oh yeah, I remember that. A1 complaints include easy jamming because of that fast carbon buildup, 100%.
However, this would not be enough, and more overarching reductions were needed. Beginning in 1982, squads would be reorganized around 2 fire teams of 5 men each. It would be led by a sergeant squad leader. Each team would be led by a team leader ranking corporal. There would be a lance corporal automatic rifleman and 2 rifle grenadiers, one ranking lance corporal and the other private or private first class. And finally, 1 rifleman ranking private or PFC. This reduced squad organization began to phase in with some battalions beginning in late 1982, although it didn't fully phase in before the critiques got the better of it. There were a number of flaws that were harshly criticized when the 11-man squad was introduced. First off, it was smaller than the classic 13-man squad. As we saw when the Marine Corps announced in 2018 when it wanted to reduce the squad to 12 men, Marines don't like it when squads get smaller. The reduction in squad size made the squad more vulnerable to casualties, whether that be battle casualties or just regular shortages. Second, the transition to a 2-team setup would require a complete overhaul of Marine squad tactics, as they had been based around 3 teams for 38 years. It may have been easier to control for a squad leader, but it would be less capable of more complicated maneuvers that require 3 teams. And third, ammo is heavy. Experience during Vietnam had shown that carrying ammunition for a single grenadier was sometimes a challenge for squads, so reduced squad carrying ammo for 4 grenadiers would probably be even worse. Additionally, whenever the M249 SAW got to units, the ammunition burden would only get worse.
But now let's see if they're going to go into what they did, and we'll see if they take it out or what they switch to, because like I talked about a few days ago, was the ammunition, the weight, how do you carry that? The battlefield changes, you're putting more pressure on. I mean, the ammo alone, the weapons weighing 22 pounds fully loaded, but the other ammo that you have to carry when you're out, Do you want to be light? Do you want to be quick, maneuverable, flexible? This right here, I think we'll see.
Marine Corps' strategy was to compensate for reduced manpower with increased firepower, but being a light infantry force, ammunition load would prove to be an extreme bottleneck to firepower.
Okay.
In 1985, the Marines reversed their rifle squad reduction, bringing the squad back to 13 men with 3 fire teams. Additionally, the second grenadier in each fire team was removed. From here until 2018, the main changes to the Marine Corps Rifle Squad were usually just the introduction of new equipment. The new M16A2 rifle phased out the older M16A1 through the mid to late 1980s, and the M249 SAW would be phased in by the early 1990s.
Okay.
The introduction of the M249 meant the Marine Squad had a true squad automatic weapon, arguably the first it had since the M1918A2 BAR was replaced in the late 1950s and early 1960s.
Okay.
Further, in 1989, the squad's grenadier was reflagged as an assistant automatic rifleman, a position made more necessary by the belt-fed M249 SAW, and the grenade launcher was transferred to the team leaders.
There's nothing like a belt-fed machine gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they got rid of the SAW or whatever. I'm just telling you. I don't know. What do y'all think about that?
This is the equipment that would have existed through to the invasion of Afghanistan in 2001. However, by the invasion of Iraq in 2003, the M16A4, distinctive by its Picatinny rail interfaces, would have begun replacing the A2. Still, as late as 2005, Muse in particular would still have been getting the older M16A2, as newer equipment was prioritized for combat units. As with all wars, the squad would have been modified in theater to cope with.
Okay, take a look at this picture. The SAW, the gunner, the ammo. What do we do? Like, you know, is it better that we did that? Oh, yeah, I think, Greg, I think everybody loved the 249. Mike, I see you in there, brother. How are you doing, man? Good evening. Good evening. Glad that you dropped in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, Greg, if you think about it, and if you think about what we talked about, last week of what the Marine Corps is doing, how they're moving, why they're doing everything that they're doing, they're trying to, based on what they released or what they're trying to do with that MRF. I talked about the Marine Rotational Force, lighter, more agile, more flexible. Same things with why they took the tanks out and they're going to different vehicles. The AAVs are getting ACVs and vice versa. So a lot of that is what the Marine Corps is doing. I always wanted an H&K 416. Well, hey, they've moved to the M27, or that's what we're talking about. Oh, the M60, the pig. How do you know about a pig, man? On the LAVs.
Changing tactical situations and manpower shortages. Here are a couple examples that we've gathered from veterans of Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. First, a situation where the squad is under strength. There's been a chronic shortage of infantry NCOs, so a squad may be led by a corporal or lance corporal rather than a sergeant.
I got you, Greg.
Lance corporals or privates first class could fill team leader roles.
Yes,
Generally speaking, ACOG optics had to be rationed. They go to team leaders and squad leaders first. You can find examples of private purchase optics at the time due to the shortage, such as these photos of Marines with ITL Mars gun sights from around 2004. Rather than running 3 fire teams, a squad may have had to run 2 reinforced fire teams if a 13-man paper squad only had 8 to 10 men available. This would be necessary to have fire teams that were big enough to be combat effective. This would usually result in the squad leader leading a team, while the other team was led by a team leader amounting to an ad hoc assistant squad leader. This could result in squads of 5 or 4 men, each with an M249 light machine gun.
I know, I'm trying to catch up with y'all. Hey, Kona Rider, 3+ years in the Air Wing, Mag 12, Iwakuni, Japan. Good deal, man. Are you still in or you out? In or out? Thank you for coming by. I appreciate that.
And rifle with an M203 grenade launcher. In the respondent's case, the M203 went to a rifleman rather than the team leaders.
I love shooting the
Afghanistan, an
M203.
M240 general-purpose machine gun could replace an M249 light machine gun in some squads due to longer than normal engagement distances caused by elevated terrain. In the Respondents unit, their company converted its weapons platoon into another rifle platoon, with its M240s and SMAs being spread around.
That's a picture
If a
right there
weapons
to send
platoon
your
was
mama.
retained, M240 machine gun and SMA teams were usually attached to rifle platoons or squads. If patrols were platoon-sized, most of the company's support weapons could be concentrated into that patrol if necessary. Another case was an understrength squad that had its organization altered for urban combat during the Battle of Fallujah. In that environment, the squad was organized into a breaching team and an overwatch team. The breaching team
Yep.
would be reinforced to 6 men, all armed with rifles. This made it more efficient to clear buildings and made them more reactive if there was a contact. The Overwatch team, which may have included 2 or 3 M249 machine guns, could then stay outside the building to cover the street and act as a follow-on force. It should be noted that these variations aren't exhaustive, and there were a great many more infield modifications that could be made to adapt to a unit's specific circumstances. Back to the paper organization, equipment changed through the late 2000s and early 2010s. M4 carbines began to trickle into units probably around that time, although the Marine Corps didn't officially replace the M16A4 with the M4 until 2015. Further, in 2011,
Officially.
the M249 light machine gun was replaced with the M27 IAR,
Okay, there we now. So 2011 prior, coming in the M27, right? So I'm interested to hear what their take is on it. The Marines put more wear on their weapons from cleaning them from actual use. Oh, that just depends on who you are, but I agree. I see what you're doing.
a variant of the Heckler & Koch HK416. M249s were then transferred to the company level, where 6 would be available to issue to the company's 9 rifle squads as needed. However, among the most extensive changes to the Marine Squad were announced in 2018. Initially in May 2018, the Marine Corps announced a reduction in the squad from 13 men to 12 men.
Yep.
This move was largely to be more manpower efficient and allow for a shift in manpower towards other parts of the Marine Corps, including cyber warfare and electronic warfare units. However, this change went against the recommendations made by Marines who tested the new orgs. Later in 2018, the Marine Corps retracted its initial announcement and now wants to enlarge the squads to 15 men. The squad will still be led by a sergeant armed with an M27. However, they'll now be assisted by an assistant squad leader ranking corporal. The assistant is meant to take some responsibilities off of the squad leader. In the Marine Corps, squad leaders often have to act as forward observers for artillery support or direct close air support, so the assistant will handle some of the fire's coordination and communications work for the squad leader.
I mean, we can time out there for about 2 seconds and talk about it, but they did something and then they took it away and then they said, oh, it doesn't work. We're going to add another one. So I don't know if that's still going into effect to today, but if you realize that something's not working and then you go back and you fix it and you listen to the Marines that are actually boots on the ground using it, I can get on board with that. Like, hey, we messed up. Let's go back and let's fix it. What do we need to do to make it right? So hopefully they're listening to the backbone of the Corps, right? Of what we need and how we need to get the job done.
It may be that in the future, assistant squad leaders will have to become qualified as joint fires observers. This training isn't as thorough as the training a JTAC would get, but training JTACs is also an expensive endeavor and not realistic at the squad level. The assistant squad leader will most likely man a Prick 117 Golf radio.
They still
the squad
have
will
those?
also be getting a squad systems operator, ranking Lance
117?
Corporal. They'll operate an instant eye quadcopter drone and a squad tablet.
Wow.
The drone is probably one of the more important changes, pushing an extended reconnaissance capability down to the squad level. This has a lot of interesting implications. For example, it allows squads to spot covered enemy positions from a high vantage point using a thermal camera, or enemy ambushes around a kink in a road that would be impossible to see from the ground. Drones can also be positioned on vantage points like rooftops to act as mobile cameras, observing specific areas for longer periods of time. The squad systems operator will also allow the squad to adapt to new technologies, possibly including new unmanned aerial and ground vehicles, counter IED equipment, and electronic warfare jamming equipment. Meanwhile, the squad's close combat elements are its 3 fire teams. Each fire team will consist of a team leader, an automatic rifleman, a dedicated grenadier, and a rifleman, all armed with the M27.
So what they're saying is they are all carrying the M27, the new M27 is what I'm hearing. Headquarters 3rd MARDIV 80 to 81, 9th Com, 1st MAF 81 to 84. Most probably didn't see, but there was a shot of a Marine wearing OPFOR camo. I didn't even see that. That was weird. Yeah, I don't know if they're using stock footage or what they're using here. Greg, I did see a lot of it. There he is. All right, I told y'all about one buddy that I had coming in here that loves LSU. Here's the one that I was waiting for of the one that I'm going to go ahead and just do this right here for you, buddy. Hey, Dylan. And Dylan is my boy. Dylan's my boy. I know him locally. He's an Ole Miss fan, Dent. He's an Ole Miss fan. We were texting last night. Dylan, let me put these back on for you. Y'all are going to have to time out. Y'all have to excuse me. I have to address certain situations when they come up. We'll get back into the video. We win today, Dylan. Dylan's the man. Young dude, local to me. We've been in the fight together for a while, so he's good. He's good people. He's good people. Y'all treat him nice. Treat him nice. All right, here we go. We're back. We're back. I had to pause. I had to do that. I had to do it.
The plan is to have the Grenadier armed with an M320 grenade launcher in the standalone mode. The M320 is pretty compact, arguably more accurate than the M203 in the standalone configuration, has more diverse possibilities for munitions, and takes front-loaded weight off of the rifle. When
Smarter,
equipped, an M38 Squad Designated
lighter
Marksman Rifle, or SDMR, and an M3E1 Maz will also be available to arm riflemen. The Maz is a Carl Gustav recoilless rifle. The Assaultman MOS, whose members man the legacy SMA, is going away. So squad level Carl Gs will eventually replace the SMA, which has traditionally been held in the company weapons platoon. Whether or not a squad will always take out the Maz is a different matter. We suspect that to be more of a weapons locker thing, with a squad only taking out a Maz if it fits mission profile.
Gotcha.
In addition to weapons, there are a couple other equipment upgrades the Marines plan to roll out into the future. First, they plan to suppress all of their M27s.
I did hear about that.
With their tests of the M27, they also tested Army Marines with suppressed M4A1 carbines. It seems that the results were compelling enough that in July of 2020, it was announced that they'd be contracting Knights Armament Company for enough suppressors to suppress every M27 and M4 in inventory. Suppressors offer a number of advantages. Tactically, they can mask the direction shots are coming from. Although an enemy may know they're being shot at because the rounds are still supersonic and carry a sonic boom with them, suppressors can make it more difficult to return accurate fire. Other advantages include combating long-term hearing damage and making verbal communications more reasonable in combat.
Now they're worried about
Second,
our hearing.
The Marines are planning on procuring the Trijicon VCOG 1-8 variable optic as their new squad combat optic to replace the rifle combat optic. The intent's to increase the long-range effectiveness of the rifleman and automatic rifleman out to the maximum effective range of 5.56 while still giving them the option for low magnification in close quarters environments.
True.
Although earlier reports a year or two ago stated that the squad common optic would replace all optics in the squad, potentially including the loopholed 2.5 to 8 times variable used on the M38, reports since the adoption stated it'll only replace the rifle
assist.
combat
Look at him
optic.
doing everything by
It's
the books.
unknown if the new optic will affect the current DMR optics since it has a similar capability.
Hey, Greg, you know the
and
Marine
now I want to
Corps
give a quick shout out to our
the Marine Corps is gonna get we're gonna get the hand-me-downs. You already know that. I mean, some of it, yes, some of it not, but 99% of the time we're getting something that's already been in effect or already, you know, yeah, I get that. I got you, man. But it is what it is. I'm just glad that they're trying to move up. They're thinking about stuff. They're listening to their boots on the ground. It seems like to me, I don't know. Current, I don't know. I cannot speak on facts currently. Like, is this happening? Is this what's going on? I do have some guys going in. Golly, and I totally forgot about it. I know that there was the kiddo that I thought was supposed to graduate boot camp on Friday. It was either this Friday or next Friday, and that's Thomas. And I hope he comes back in once he does. On the boot camp side, not on the weapons and the squad side. So, but yeah. Brad will tell you I picked up Ole Miss early as a dark horse title contender. 2 losses now changes that, but Ole Miss is tough. Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Listen. Oh, that's funny. That's funny, but great. That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. Good. I know we had to joke a little bit about football. Sorry about that. Of going, sorry about that as well. Going into football, I knew when he came in here, I had to do it. But hey, listen, whatever they're doing, whatever they're trying to do, I think the Marine Corps, I hope, and that's, our tradition. That's a long time. That's a long from the M1, M14 to the M16, A1, then the A2, and then not into the A4 until, everybody was issued in them in 2010. It's just the progression in the M203 grenade launcher. Now they've compacted it. They're lighter. They're more maneuverable. They're more flexible. They're more agile. Maybe that makes sense. And maybe that is their goal. And that's what they want to do. And that's what they're doing. Weapon systems are evolving. And now they're even putting the drone operators down into the fire teams, into the squads even, and getting technology, electronic warfare, signals intelligence, signals warfare, jamming, computers, the whole deal. So, I had to run up to him and give him a big old hug with that with his shirt on so he could know that we know we're right here. Oh yeah, 100%. Hey, are you talking to me or him? He probably needed to go. We probably both needed to go, right? Right. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff, Dylan. Yeah. Dylan, what you think about the you got a little input here too on the M27 H&K. I know me and you were talking, about that move and range day, and Dylan's a good. We all do. You're right. But yeah, he's a history man. He can tell you some stuff as well. I wish Grumpy would get back in here and talk to us about those tanks. And I know that the Marine Corps is getting away from the tanks and things like that too. So a lot of changes, guys. A lot of changes going on. Whether they're good, they're bad, we don't know. But it looks like they made a change once, realized it was a mistake, and then went back, asked, and said, what do y'all really need? And that's communication. I think everything starts with communication. Having an honest conversation, honest conversation. Would like to get familiar with some of the new weapon platforms. Yeah, that would be fun. Mr. V, how are you doing, man? Where you from? I know I saw you in here earlier. I'm sorry, I was kind of watching and talking and everything, but I see you have a Marine Corps. Were you in the Marine Corps? What years did you serve? We kind of tell each other, like to see where each other's coming from. Brad, there's an intangible about Marines and weapons, kind of like spiritual connection that starts in recruit training. Yeah. Yeah. It all starts at the base, and that's kind of where, you know, I've always landed with us and our conversations and our anything that we talk about or anything that we do. I mean, it all starts in the beginning, right? And like I said, the additional training is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about base level foundation. If you don't build anything on a foundation, the rest doesn't matter. Your foundation is where you're set, where you're building on, you're building blocks, and I think that's key. M27 is a bit heavier. Yeah. The M-Lock. Yeah. But, hey, we can talk and we can backseat it all day, baby, but they're going to make the decision. You know, they're going to have to go get, like I said, they're going to have to communicate. They're going to have to talk. They're going to have to ask their Marines what they need. You're from Utah, 80 to 86. Good deal, man. Good to have you in here, brother. Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it, man. This is a great place where we can have, we can talk anywhere from football to Marine Corps to military, Air Force, Coast Guard, Space Force, you name it. We'll talk about it. We'll have good conversation. We respect each other in here. We don't have to agree on everything, but we have good, honest conversations and respect for one another. You can be any team you want to be. You can be anybody. We love y'all. But good to have you, man. Pass that word on to your other brothers to get in here and we can talk, build a community. You know, what we like, what we don't like, what we see that worked for us in the past. I know Greg has had a lot of good input. Him and I kind of see eye to eye on some things. Sometimes we don't. Dent comes in here and he has information that he goes on from the 80s. He says, oh, this, that, and the other, and it's working out for me 40 years later. We've got some guys in the 60s that go, you know, Grumpy Cat. You know, Grumpy, he's got his, but he's got a lot of this and a lot of this and a lot of heart and tradition. And, dude, get them in here. That's what we need. We need a brotherhood. We need to bridge, my goal, bridge that generational gap. You know, let's bring everybody together. 2542, Marine Comm Center Op. Good deal, my brother. Semper Fi, man. Semper Fi. Stay hydrated as well. I cannot drink the the energy drinks late at night when I'm making these videos. During the day, if I'm chilling and hanging out with y'all, I can, but not anymore. Kept me up all night not last night, but last time that I did that, I had drank my Waze energy drink here. It kept me up. And sometimes I like to just chill and go to sleep afterwards. Anyway. Yep. Weapon systems. Hey, now listen, if I got the opportunity to test the weapon systems, I definitely would do that. There is no, don't get me wrong there. I'm all about that. I just don't have the opportunity to do that anymore. Or maybe they should give us an opportunity. Bring back the old Marines and give them an opportunity to check the new stuff and give them an honest opinion. I don't know. Do people want an honest opinion about things these days? I don't know. They want to hear what they want to hear. What are you doing back there, big man? Y'all see the pup? Jackson. Oh, it's hungry. It's time. Let me get the boy to feed him. Oh, dude, Greg, I would love to. Don't Don't tease me with a good time because I'll come up there and do it, man. Oh my goodness, I would love that. I want to go see the Marine Corps Museum. I want to go to Quantico. I haven't been there since I got out and left. Pretty much, I haven't been above North Carolina or Virginia since I left. But don't just dropping in, taking care of cattle. See you on the next go round. Hey, well, hey, listen, whatever you come in, you stop by and say hello. Appreciate it. Thank you. Awesome. Whoop, appreciate it. You go take care of them cattle. Hair's all messed up. Quantico's got a lot, man. I'd love to go up there. I know, man. I know, Greg. I know. I want to go. I want to check that out. That is something that I'm planning to do. I'm all for it. I want to see that. That's a good deal. Man, I'd love that. I would do it in a heartbeat. The last large weapon I was on is M198 155 Toad. Did 5 in the Army Reserves too. Okay, good deal. So you must be pretty close to Quantico then. Did you get food, bud? Yeah, I'm definitely, that's on my radar. That's on my plan. I want to take the boys up there to see it and everything. I know that they just opened it just recently, right, Greg? I mean, within the past, week or so, if I'm not mistaken. And I just realized that other video that we talked about, that new series by Vet TV, Drill. I totally forgot to send you that, Dent. I was going to send you a link to it, and I totally forgot about it. Totally forgot about it. What about a show on how officers are trained? Oh, yeah. So I did think about that, Dent, too. You know, and I thought that OCS and all, you know, there's a lot to go. I did have that keyed up at one time, and then I don't have a lot of experience on the officer side. So I did a brief one talking about Quantico and going, you know, they did their training, and then they went to a different schooling, and yeah, it's a lot that I didn't realize. I was like, well, they're not going through boot camp like we are, but they're going through the same training, you know, and it's a little different, and a different mindset of like, hey, Marine JJ, that here he is again, that Marines have, you know, they're training Marines, right? They're leading Marines to lead other Marines. So they have to have a different mindset, but yet they're going through the same training. JJ again. We're good, brother. What's up? What's up? Yes, sir. Appreciate you, JJ. Appreciate you. Good deal. Let's get them on in here. Baby. Appreciate it, dude. You got to be, you taking a little break from work? We were just talking weapon systems, JJ, going back from the M1s, M14s into M16s, and the weapon systems that were all the way up to 203. I don't know if you got it. Anytime leadership is listening to the team and making real-time adjustments is great. I'm partial to the M27, but does it solve the problem Marines are facing on the modern battlefield? Great question, Dylan. The modern battlefield, I mean, if we're going in the direction the Marine Corps is trying to go to, which they are trying to get back to the amphibious assault side of leaner, meaner, stronger, flexible, faster, more agile, then yes, we are going in the right direction. Because they talked about the ammo, the requirements, the mobility, anything like that. So in that aspect, yes. Now, does it provide enough firepower? Does it lay down any suppressive fire as the SAW or the M249? I don't know. Are they putting this? They're doing battle tests and war games, but that doesn't do real life war tests, right? And like I said, there's nothing like a belt fed machine gun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not saying that anything wrong with it. I know, Greg, I know. But is it gonna be enough? Sure, but if you're more accurate and you're getting, like I said, the 249's getting range, and at 100 yards we're 12, 100 to 200 yards, what do we say, 12 inches or something? But yet you take the M27 and you narrow it to this much. 6 inches or 2 inches or 3 inches at 100 yards, and then 500 yards and so on, the accuracy. So do you give up accuracy for the rounds in the belt fed? I don't know. I was the combat instructor and tested the IAR. It was not an easy task. Had a week of CCRB critical course review board. All right, JJ, what do you think? What do you think? How was your experience with that? Other services seem to build an antipathy between officers and lower ranks. Armies, non-coms, don't call me sir, I work for a living. The Corps doesn't put it, it does not. You're exactly right. Our mindset is completely different, and to me, they're almost lax or too comfortable with their officers, between officers and enlisted. But hey, I've had some great officers in my time of leading me and speaking wisdom into me, and they're younger, and then now they're full bird colonel, and some of them are out, some of them are still in. Amazing. So JJ, he was in on the IAR onboarding process, and I would love to. It looks like a phenomenal weapon that could make it more easy and lighter and faster for what the Marine Corps is going toward. I don't know. That's just me on the outside looking in. Not having any. I was already out and long gone before they started implementing that. So transition over. Let me know. Very curious to hear that. I think the IR is a better platform for the coming wars. The IR does not perform well in extreme cold and has some nasty issues with the optic, but we figured it out. So you don't think it's lighter? I do believe that from the SAW is 22 pounds. The IAR is, what do they say, 14 pounds? Yeah, and but that's where the Marine Corps is going, right? We're going to a new time and facing a new era, right? So I don't know if that is something that if that's their plan, that's what they're going for. No, I did not say an M4. I'm talking about the SAW when they replaced the SAW. SAW fully loaded is 22 pounds, and you're looking at 12 to 14 pounds of the IAR. That's my thing. I'm not worried about the M4. The M4 is totally different than what we're talking about here. I'm talking about that M27. So you had to make a whole new training course for that weapon for the O3s. I imagine that you did, because it has been used for so long. How do you introduce something like that? I could only imagine. Hence, fraternization appears to be taken more seriously in the Corps. No, Greg, we're good. Yeah. I was like, there ain't no way the 27's heavier than that SAW, because I know toting that SAW, and it is heavy, and ammo and weapon and barrels, and yeah, The saw has to stay in the squad. Nothing like my point exactly. I said that too, JJ. I think nothing like a belt fed, but they don't have them in there anymore, right? I think I read something where they're completely getting rid of them, right? Or are they going to listen to the Marines and keep them in? I don't know. I just don't know. But I'll tell you, there's nothing like a belt fed. You're right. There is nothing like it. That suppressive fire and hearing it, the noise, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. No, yeah, Greg, by the way, you're good, man. I was just confused. I was like, heck no. I know that thing's lighter. I know it's lighter. You can, I mean, I don't know about any other services, but like you get in trouble for getting married now, right? Or back, I mean, not even now, but like you didn't ask permission. You're still doing it, right? I mean, you're still getting NJP'd and, but I don't know about other branches or what they do. Fraternization. Yeah, I don't know if that was really a big thing too bad when I mean, maybe it is now, but I can't remember any instances really where it was been. Yep. Okay, so they have been officially phased out. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the saw was officially gone. But I mean, yeah. So they're, it's funny they put a water gun on there. I'm pretty sure this video won't get monetized as well, but whatever. It is what it is. They don't like weapons conversation. But then, yeah, going back to your thing, I'll think about. I'll go into that. I mean, that's not a bad idea to talk about that, and and I know you either had a good officer or a bad officer, but I would love to talk about that and go into it, dive down into it. YouTube. Yeah, man, it's tough, brother. It's tough. It's a line that I have to very well, and I love talking to you guys, and I love making content, and this is where my heart is, and this is what I want to do. But it is super, 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 super tough. Walking the line, and I listen. This is the person I am. I like to, push and step, and you got to tread lightly. And I get that. So I do want to hang out with you, and I still want to put content out. So I have to be toning it down, bring back my M60. It broke my back, but I got used to it. PH, how you doing, man? M60 Echo 3 was, but it was lighter than M240. Yeah. So you like it? I mean, I guess if we're talking light and heavy and, but like I said, what is the Marine Corps trying to do with its squad at fire team, or we talked about the Muse, we talked about the Murphs, we've talked about all these other strategically placed units. If they're making them lighter, agile, quicker, faster, mobile, flexible, does it fit into where they're needing? Is that a part of what they need? The M60 and Lance Cooley's on armor duty clean all day long. Now you're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, boys and girls. Now we're talking. But like I said, are they listening to the Marines of what they want and what works and what's efficient for them? But you also has to be prepared for the battlefield, and the battlefield changes all the time, right? Armor duty or mess duty? Armor duty or mess duty? Which is worse? Oh man, that's a great question, Dent. What do y'all, armor duty or mess duty? Boys, what is it? What is the worst? What's the worst? I'd say mess duty. I do. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. That's a tough decision. You don't put hard questions on me after that game last night, man. I can't make decisions like that right now. Armors are a special breed who won't hesitate to work the temporary help all day long. 100%. Use you and abuse you in the armory. I understand that. I don't know, brother. You're putting tough questions on me. I'm not prepared for those. Y'all ask me any other question. I'm joking. I'm just serious. Yeah, mess duty sucked, man. Right? Armor duty would be a whole lot different if you got to go play and have fun, right? But we all know that's a lie. It's not, right. But it just depends on your mindset. What you want to do, how do you think? What's up inside this brain housing group? Y'all remember that terminology, brain housing group? I'm trying to go old school on y'all. I don't know if y'all remember that. But I really hope our boy Thomas comes back in. Like I said, I don't know if it was this Friday or next Friday that he graduates, but I hope to hear from him. And boys, we're going to get some intel when he gets back. If he gets back, I have to see him first. I got to see him first. I'm just telling you. Mess duty is relentless. True. And cooks are a MOS now. Correct. Yes. Has the chow been outsourced? Yes, it has. But there are still our cooks in the Marine Corps. Now, there were as of a few years ago. I don't know if they're still doing that now. Brain housing group, common term in the old days. Does that mean I'm getting old? No, they still use that, right? Or break it down Barney style for you. They still use that? Y'all remember that one, right? Anyway. I don't know if that's still a thing today. Yes, it is. It's a Marine cook. It's called a food service specialist. A 3381. A 3381. 3381. They're still there. They're still there. A vocab for oldies. We're going to go down vocab. We went down weapon systems, and I really wish Grumpy was in here because I told him I'd go through the tank system where they got rid of the tanks and they replaced the tank systems with the new ACVs, getting rid of the AAVs, LAVs. There's a lot that I could talk about. Like I said, I run out of time on a lot of things, but I just really wanted to get on here and talk with you guys and conversate and see how everybody was doing. So really wasn't much on the deck for tonight. Tomorrow, yes, we'll have another. I think tomorrow. I think it's good. We'll have another talk tomorrow night too and get some more stuff lined up. They have food service specialists, but lots of civilian support. Yeah, I think that's more of a common thing today, Dent. They do have the civilian side coming in and doing all that for them. But yeah, we'll get some good. I'm a former 1811-12, so I can talk about tanks. Oh, okay. So, all right. So what do you think of, well, I probably already know what you think, but you watched the video of them taking out the tanks and coming in with the ACVs and the newer stuff. Okay, all right. Hey, stand by on that one. So don't go. I'm gonna be here tomorrow, and we'll talk about tanks. Hopefully, Grumpy will be in here. I wanted to get perspective from, he's 1969, okay, and still hard charging to this day. So I want to get his perspective. I know you're much younger, and so I want to get your perspective of what you think. Yeah, I know, I understand. I get it, brother. That's firepower, right? I don't know. So I want to get both of y'all. So I want to get everybody in here. So don't hold that thought. Come back. Yeah, it's a whole nother video, whole nother night. So when that night comes, I want to get everybody in here that we can talk about it. I don't know, Dent. I'm having a hard time. Like I said, I think some of the things that they're doing is great. What they're doing, they're trying to do it. I see the bigger picture. I'm trying to look at a 30,000 foot view, look down. I'm trying to look everything as a whole. Some decisions I can agree with, some that I cannot. I don't know. Unless they know something that we don't know of why they're doing that and of why the battlefield is changing that so much that we don't need our own tanks. Make it make sense. I'm not in, so I don't know. I'm not getting the skinny. So all I can go is by with what you guys are seeing too. I don't know. I mean, why would you not want to have that, right? You're versatile. And I understand what they're talking about. The LCACs, of the beach, the assault, being an amphibious assault force. They're going in. They're trying to do things. A lot of weight. They can get twice the material on with these new ACVs. And then they can provide the same rounds or the same protection methods. I don't know. And like I said, it's a bigger picture of what the Marine Corps is doing is what I'm gathering, that they're seeing something that we're not seeing of why they don't need them. But then they're saying that Army will supplement them. And if they need them, they'll call the Army and hopefully the Army will be there, which I think so. But, are we not fighting that war anymore? That where we don't need tanks? I don't know, guys. He had the M103, M48 tanks. Okay, so that is a whole new thing that y'all are experts on. I would love to learn from y'all. Like I said, I don't know everything, and that's something I don't know about. The Amtracs. Yeah. Oh, dude. I mean, we could keep going. Tanks are capability like other. It's better to have them and not feed them, and need them and not have them. Okay, so right. Let's not dive off. Let's not dive off just yet, okay? Because I did have a video queued up that I'm gonna take these out because I don't need them anymore. I did have a video dialed up for that, and I think I'm on the same. I'm with you. It's kind of like you better have them. You might not need them, but when you do need them, you better hope that you have them. That type of situation. Okay, time. Let's. Whoop, got it. Yeah, I'm gonna go relax and everything, and go hang out with the kiddo. And I just want to do a quick video, quick guy. I know it's Sunday. Try to free up some time, but tomorrow come back. Like I said, Greg, I appreciate you, man. Good. JJ, thanks again for all you do. I know a lot of people kind of stepped in and have had some content. No, Dylan, that he had to go eat and stuff. I do appreciate him. Good local friend of mine here. Like I said, that we talk and we speak wisdom to each other and hold each other accountable and brotherhood. And I know I talk about that. I'll always talk about Mr. V. Exactly. Always keep it at arm's reach. Listen, I tell you, contact your brother, talk to your brother. This is what we are. We talk about a lot of stuff. But we're all brothers, right? We all want to see each other succeed. I want to see y'all succeed. I want to see y'all, do the best, be the best of the best. My dog is barking. which is really weird. Nobody's supposed to be at my house. John, what's up, brother? You like the shirt? Hey, listen, we both had losses. I mean, we both had wins in overtime, near losses, okay? Can we agree to disagree on that, brother? The tank decision of pride of old timers. Yeah, John, Tennessee fan. He's saying he was a year after me. Same type guy, same mindset. Good dude, supporter. Appreciate you coming in here and hanging out. But we'll be back tomorrow when I have more time and everything. Oh, dude. Hey, listen, y'all did it too, right? I mean, y'all are overtime. We both had to do it at the last. He's a Tennessee fan, by the way. Just to let y'all know, let everybody know. He's a Marine as well, but he's a Tennessee fan. You can't hold. I'm not gonna hold Marine over him because that's my brother, but he's a Tennessee fan. Boy. Oh, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Good deal, man. Awesome. Well, perfect, dude. We'll talk about anything, but Greg, I appreciate you hanging out, man. Dent, I appreciate you hanging out. I know it's different for you over there, time zones. Everybody's in different time zones. So when we get together and we get to hang out with each other. See you, Pratt. All right, brother. So whenever we get to hang out, I do appreciate it. Do appreciate all the likes and the comments. Really good comments, a lot of good reactions, letting me know what you're wanting to see content-wise. So I do appreciate everyone here tonight, and I will see y'all on the next one. Semper Fi. I'm out. See y'all.